This man right here convinced me that instead of recording, we should actually do this thing live. And that is why I have people like Mr. Chris Stone in my life to push me over the edge when I just wanted to sit back and record and just do the thing. Mail it in. We don't mail it in. Chris Stone, yes, sir. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, man. I always love sitting here and chopping it up with you. And I fully thought this thing was going to be live. And you're like, no, this is a recording. I was like, we're just going to record it live to tape anyway. What's the point? And we're going to get the replay and we're going to get Florence Donald in the house. And
Yeah.
what better? I wanted to connect with Florence Donald right before Thanksgiving anyway. And that was the only reason why I said we should go
You
live,
know,
man.
you just talking them up there. I'm noticing that we got the same, Batman outfit on as well too. So we
Got my
okay.
utility belt on. I'm,
All right.
I'm ready. I'm
All
ready.
right. Older seasoned guys. Got my glasses just in case, so we can actually see
Yeah.
the
Here we
notes
go.
because we
Yeah,
do have. Oh my
I'll get my
gosh,
readers on. Here we
you
go.
are
Yeah,
a brother from
yeah.
another mother, boy. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Technologist Forum. We're gonna do this. We creatives talking about creative strategies and best practices and things like that. I wanted to have a conversation and pick somebody's brain, and pick Chris's brain in
Uh-oh.
particular. So you're in trouble, and everyone else
Ain't
in the
much left,
audience.
man.
Put your inquiries and your comments in. Put a Q in so I can answer them. But
Please.
AI and creative workflows, and are
Mhm,
they really game? And I hate the word game changers, but AI and creative
mhm.
workflows, are they game changers or are they creativity killers? Right.
Hmm.
And the reason that this resonated with me or bounced off my head is I've been really looking at consolidating my tech stack and
Yeah,
deciding to go with only a handful of platforms to do the thing. But I still want to maintain who I am. Still want to be able to ad lib. I still want folks to know that when I leverage a tool, that it's me coming out of that platform. So, I mean, your
yeah,
your thoughts, because I know you manage a lot of shows, you do a lot of remote
yeah.
producing and things like that. You've had
Mhm.
clients with Cast Ahead. So, talk to me a little bit about your thoughts when I just mentioned again. Are they game changers? Are they creativity killers? All of this AI, we can't run from it because it's here and it's not going
Right.
away. But your thoughts on that?
I think that the closest answer I can get to that is it can be. They can be.
Mm,
You have to be open to lean in and work with them. I think no before AI and when AI first got launched and where we're at here and where it's going, I believe that the two biggest tools that you can have in your utility belt. See, I'm going back to the Batman thing. Um, the two biggest tools that you can have in your utility belt aren't, name an LLM, and what's your favorite, I use this, I use this, I use this, I use this, I use this. We all use multiple tools, but we still need our greatest tool that we have as creators is judgment and discernment.
mm,
Okay. And judgment, discernment is one tool, and the other one is the purpose, why we're doing this thing. And I know that that sounds, whatever. It's like we're talking about AI, but think about this is if you're utilizing Claude to create written word, whether it's something, something on Substack or yeah, social media posts or whatever, and it's saving you so much time that you didn't have 2 years ago, right? And you were doing all this stuff and you were hammering out things and you're trying to learn what hashtags to put in your Instagram posts and you're doing all these things. And now AI is doing that for you. Claude is doing that for you, and it's doing a pretty good job in doing that. So you're saving over time, you're saving many hours that you used to, take the time to do.
hmm
And so what are you doing with that time? What you should be doing is looking at what AI is giving you and not just turning it around and posting it and scheduling it. And look, now I have, 12 Instagram posts a week where I used to really struggle to do two or three. And
Yeah.
you need to ask yourself, does your audience or the clients that you serve, do they really want all that? Are you really serving them with those posts? Or are you just giving them more noise that they already have in
Wow.
front of them?
Yeah.
And, so it takes that judgment, it takes that discernment, it takes that, okay, listen, this is a really cool video that Sora gave me, but the person's hand kind of disappears at one point, and all this other stuff. And really, what am I utilizing it for? Is there a specific task that I'm using it for? And then going from there. We don't have to do all of this stuff all of the time. I think that's the biggest misconception, James, is, man, we could really organize a lot of this stuff and do so much more and do it in such a, like, but do we want to do that? I think what we have to do as creators, what's going to set us apart, is having that human discernment and having that judgment and saying, I don't need to do 75,000 different things in a month. I need to do 17 really well and set myself apart from everybody else. It's that judgment, it's that discernment, and it's keeping that purpose in mind.
My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad we're doing this, because it's almost an intervention, right? Because instead of trying to boil the ocean, instead of trying to do all the things, is it moving the needle? Is kind of also what you're saying, right? And that just matters, because she's here. I'm going to give her some flowers and kudos. 1,440 minutes in the day.
There you go.
How much can we? Florence, we actually already talked about that. Chris and I.
We brought that up.
It was
Florence,
kind of going to be brought up during the session anyway. So still, let me ask you this, and I'm gonna put you on Front Street here just a little bit. Are you leveraging AI? One, I know the answer is yes. How in your workflow are you leveraging it to be productive and effective? Because again, we just talked about not using it for slop and not using it for a whole bunch of just to be there posting.
Yeah.
How are you leveraging either for Cast Ahead yourself and maybe even for your clients? All right. So where's that delineation? Where's that boundary that you found that okay, this does make sense and this does move the needle. This does bring value, as opposed to just being more noise, being more content out there on the social streams, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is taking the everyday mundane like things and structuring things a lot better, whether that's utilizing Notion, a lot of the stuff that Florence talks about, utilizing AI for that kind of stuff, because that's going to help sort of, free you up mentally, and be able to say, okay, what used to take me, I don't know, I have to carve out 4 hours in the day to organize all of this stuff that I have to do or whatever. Now you can utilize a lot of these great pieces of software to structure things for you. And I think that's a big part of it. And structuring the content that you're putting out there, but also to be able to analyze the content and see what's working. I think a lot of the times it's like, let's turn on the fire hose and get the content going and look at all the stuff that I've got out there, but nobody's going, is it working? And is it working on these particular platforms? And is this resonating with people? And are people engaging with it? And I think a lot of times we're not utilizing these things to do that for us. And so for me specifically, James, what you're talking about is or what you asked, I should say, is I'm utilizing it to structure my day. I know I have things I've got to do, which, a lot of it revolves around editing video. A lot of it revolves around editing audio. And so there's a lot of things that used to take hours and hours and hours to sit and listen and click and cut and do all of those things. Now we have, great programs like Descript and AI tools that you could, use as plugins or that are built within programs like Adobe Premiere and Final Cut Pro or whatever your other video editors are. So we're utilizing that, a lot of the times, and that's freeing you up. And so now you have to say, well, it's freeing me up. What am I doing with these things?
What are you doing with that extra free time that you get?
That's right. And that's applying other things to what you're delivering. So for instance, James, like when I do an edit for a long form piece of video content, a podcast, for instance, from one of my clients, and the podcast may be 50 minutes long, right?
Yeah.
I challenge myself every time I do it to do something different with it. Now, that doesn't mean that I have to completely come up with some, glorious concept where, the person's head comes in, or I'm doing some, splashy B-roll or anything like that. It can be just a little tweak, just something a little bit different that maybe 99.7% of the world's never going to notice, but it got me better. It improved my workflow and what I'm doing. It helped me, and and I love to hear it from a client. They're like, "Hey, you did this little thing in the show where you pulled this in, and I really liked that." That's when I'm like, okay, boom, double it down. Now I can apply that to other clients, that technique, or any of that kind of stuff. So take this time that AI is giving you around your structure, around these programs that you're using, and utilize it and double down and do something more, because that's going to raise you up above a bunch of these people that have the same easy buttons as us, James. Everybody's got Sora on their computer. Everybody's bolting on some video creation thing and we're seeing it. We talked about it on this very show about the slop tsunami, and that thing is, man, it came in on the East Coast and it's already in Kansas.
It's blowing heavy. The winds are blowing.
It's already here, man. And so everybody's got this stuff. What are you doing that's different than everybody else? And like, I constantly think about that. You got to learn how to do it, see it, like make sure you catch Tanya Smith's video on how to do this, this, and this, and this. Yeah. Okay. Now I understand. Now, what am I doing? What am I doing as James Hicks? What am I doing as Florence Donald? What am I doing as Chris Stone to do something that keeps it myself, that makes me different, and that makes clients go, how much?
Yeah.
How much do I pay to get that?
That's like 5 of the 6 lotto numbers, though. Right? When you figure that out, you right. kind of you're close to being there.
Oh, listen, listen, I make mistakes every single day. Sometimes I feel like every single day, 10 minutes, but that's where I want to be, and and that's the challenge. That's what gets me out of bed, man. That's okay. That I'm out of bed, right? I'm doing this. Of course I have family. Of course I want to serve. And speaking of time, AI gives you more time to spend with people you love, right? That's, and so, but what gets me excited is, okay, I wonder, I just saw this video on this new thing from Motion VFX, and I saw something that I can apply in the podcast that I'm editing today. Let me figure out how to work with that. That gets me excited. And so if I can do that, that's going to, that's going to get it noticed, and it's going to get me more business. And it's, you stack it up. It's little wins that you stack up every single day like that.
So how do you consume all of this information? Because literally last week it was a new Nano Banana. The week before that, it was a new VO. 2 days before that, you know what I mean? It's coming out in not spits and bursts. It's coming out in a tidal wave, and it's just like we said, it's coming out in a storm. How do you? And all of these platforms are coming from large organizations. So they're coming from Google, they're coming from Microsoft, they're coming from whomever. So they're reputable organizations. So it's not just something that's coming out of the back of somebody's station wagon. These are companies that we should be paying attention to. How do you absorb all of that information coming in your inbox and, hey, now go try Perplexity, now go try ChatGPT Atlas, now go try Opera Neon, or all of these different agentic browsers, things of that nature? What do you have a process, or you just let me not even assume, do you have a process for, again, consuming all of this tidal wave of information?
Yeah. So in utilizing AI that gives you, I keep on talking about this free time that hopefully you're being able to create with AI. If that means you're time blocking, then take a time during the day and block out 30 minutes and say, this is the day, this is the time that I'm going to do, or maybe a Tuesday from 4 to 5, whatever it is. And this is where I'm going to carve it out. I'm going to block it on my calendar so nobody can book a call during that time. James Hicks isn't going to put me on the tech forum all of a sudden. Like James, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I have this blocked.
I just might. You never know, brother. Keep that up, right?
No, but like, we're never going to be able to stay on top of everything. Just not. And so like, my mentality is like, listen, that is drinking water out of a fire hose. You're never going to be able to absorb all of it. So I carve out some time every day that it's, kind of the time that I say I got, let me dig into this, let me dig into this, and I have a notes app that I say, all right, like Fuse is telling me about this new browser that I need to check out because of this. He's talked to me about school. Like, surround yourself with these people they're the people that are using the stuff, and you
Mm,
let them kind of, knock the rust off and kick the tires while you're doing your thing, right? These are the experts. When James Hicks says, "Hey, you got to get on TikTok Live," I'm doing this. We went on TikTok Live. We got all of these viewers. I'm like, okay, that's on my list, man. That, and Doc's talking about it. Jim's talking about it. Okay, I've gone live on TikTok with the phone. Haven't gone live with the studio like y'all are doing, but that's on the list. It's just not, I'm not ready to go there just yet because
okay.
I've got other things in front of it, just because, but it's on the list to where I've got that time carved out. I'm going to go, I'm going to watch your videos. I'm going to watch Doc's videos. I'm going to call Jim with some questions related to it. So it's that kind of stuff. But what you're talking about, like when Nano Banana comes out with version
Oh
74.8 or
yeah,
whatever,
tonight
and
probably.
Grok
It'll be
and, all of that stuff. So there's one YouTube channel I would recommend that I subscribe to, and it's Matt Wolf. And,
okay.
and the channel is at MRE Flow. And that's Matt Wolf. It ends with an E, WOLFE. Fantastic. So his videos are, hey, this happened today. This happened today. This happened today. He goes through and he just kind of demonstrates everything. It's really well edited, and I would say probably 20% of the stuff I put on that list. A lot of it is like, I don't think I'll ever going to use that,
Yeah.
like why would I use that to do that when I have this, that kind of thing. Or maybe I go, let me go see if I can use this. I've got it in Magi. It's in there as, for me to go but I have to have a purpose. Going back to the
Mm-hmm.
judgment, discernment, and
Mm-hmm.
purpose, if I'm just going in and I'm playing around and I'm doing, whatever with it, like it doesn't make any sense for me to, to play around with it. Nano Banana I've used a number of times for client work. Like, I need an image that has something like this in it that doesn't look like a stupid generated thing with somebody with 17 fingers and that kind of stuff. I've used that before. And I've used it, then, pull it into Kling and get animation going and things like that for some purposeful B-roll.
Purposeful.
That's the only time I will do it is if I know I have some sort of use case for it. I'm not, listen, if you got time to do stuff for fun, that's cool. And if it's fun for you, that's cool. I'm not going to throw any shade at anybody that likes to have fun with this stuff. It is fun. It can be fun. But I just can't spend, an hour doing something,
No doom
on this stuff
scrolling
for
on
fun.
AI websites is what you're saying. Okay. No,
No,
that's
no. I got, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I'll watch this, I'll watch the video from Matt Wolf on, what he thinks about the latest, Google Studio tools or something like that. And and my wife will walk in and, it'll be 8:00 at night. Like, what are you watching this for? This, she says, what are you doing work stuff at 8:00 for? I was like, well, it kind of doesn't feel like work to me. It's kind of, I'm learning something, and it is entertaining at the same time. And that's the great part about YouTube. I think a lot of times is we can be entertained and learn something at the same time.
we can be entertained. We can have our community join us and heckle slightly. John is over there.
Hey,
Appreciate you,
what's up,
brother.
John?
Oh, over there, he's making pumpkin pie, so he's not going to
Oh,
call us out. Okay, glad you joined, man. Glad you joined. Perfect
for
timing
the,
too, right?
yeah, pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? You
Oh,
got to pick
listen,
one.
I'm a so okay. I eat both. I eat both.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Because I will eat, but tomorrow there will be a lot of yams around. There will be a lot of sweet potatoes around,
Mm. Oh,
and
yeah.
I may start with. Last year I started with dessert, and I got kind of my hand slapped by everybody that was there. But this year is at my house, So
Yeah,
I,
we're slapping there. That's
you know,
your house.
so yeah, when you walk through these doors tomorrow, you know, there's gonna be about 20 or so people here. I may start with the pies and things. You saw me texting with my dad. He's about bringing pies over. So okay,
Nice.
squirrel moment. Um, Let me ask this. There's a lot of aggregators out there. You've mentioned one, a couple out there as well. So
Mhm.
Nano Banana or something of that nature. Are you going straight to Google and using that, or are you using something like a Magi, or using something like an aggregator that has multiple LLMs built in? Just curious in terms of tools as well, because again, we could have multiple tabs open that do a whole bunch of different things, or we could
Right.
have something like a Magi or Merlin or uh, X, Y, and Z that has all of those models built in. What do you use for your particular workflow?
I like to keep it in Magi for a few reasons. It's the same as any other version that you get.
Yeah.
It's not like, anything that's in that particular aggregator. I can't speak for Poe or Merlin or any of
Hmm.
these other aggregators, but it's not like it's a light version. It's like when Nano Banana goes into Magi, it is the version that everybody gets. The version of Kling is the same. Now, there may be some other things on those particular websites, but you can get to it in Magi. So
Okay.
the other reason why is because I can save my prompts. This is another way to organize yourself in AI is so it has workspaces. So I have a lot of clients that have very specific things that they need, and I don't want to have to go to my one LLM, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, and just use that one LLM. And then I've got all my other clients that are in there. It's like one big mess. And Magi is a really easy way for me to say, okay, I'm going into the workspace for Selling Isn't Everything, which is a podcast we launched last week. And I go into that, and then I have all of the prompts that are already built for that
Mm,
particular platform.
okay.
The workspace itself is basically wrapped in the information from that particular podcast. So it's the websites of the hosts, it's the guests, it's all of the information from that particular podcast is inherent in that workspace. So any prompt that I have, including the prompts that I use for imaging in Nano Banana. So if I go into Nano Banana, or sorry, if I go into Selling Isn't Everything and I go to my media, the only media that I've ever generated, video and imagery, is what I generated for that workspace.
Okay.
And so
I got it.
everything that I'm doing is in that workspace. And for me, I love it because and if I need to bounce into another workspace, I needed to bounce into Dealcasters, I can go down, switch workspaces, go to Dealcasters, and then boom, I'm in the Dealcasters workspace. I've got all the prompts that I have for Dealcasters. It's all wrapped in the Dealcasters information. All of the media that I've generated is all Dealcasters. So I like to keep it in Magi because that for me is the ultimate way to organize myself. And if you're a creator and you're a solo creator and you have like one podcast and you do think you don't need multiple workspaces, I don't think you're right. I mean, because there's how many times do you go in, James, and you're doing, and now you have multiple shows, right? But if you're a solo creator, I mean, you're using ChatGPT or Claude or any LM for a multitude of different things for your personal life, for organizing stuff, for having fun with, and the more stuff you put in it, the more it's coloring the stuff you may not need. So
Yeah.
you need to segment that stuff, and so or else you get responses that are like, why is it giving me a response that seems to be related to my personal life when I need it for this particular business use? So it's a good way to kind of organize yourself if you have multiple things going on that you use AI for.
At the same price, ladies and gentlemen, access the same AI models others pay $500 for. Solo with unlimited workspaces, $20.
It is awesome. I can't believe it's legal. I'm not even kidding. I seriously, we had Dustin Stout, the founder of Magi and Dealcasters, and I was like, I'm serious. How is this? I feels like it's not legal. Like everybody's paying a la carte fees for all of these things.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't everybody do this? And he goes, can I get you to say that into a video?
Can I get that recorded?
Right, exactly. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't I don't I don't know how I don't know how it's not legal.
All right.
Or yeah. I don't know
Well,
how it's not
I like
illegal.
that, and I use like, and we've had this conversation. I use Merlin, and it has, instead of
Yeah,
workspaces, they call them vaults, and
there you go.
it's very similar, very same type of thing. And again, it's an aggregator, and I got it at a phenomenal price when it first came out. So, um, but again, so I don't want to go and boil the ocean and try to use all the different things as they come out every single day. As I'm, getting emails now of somebody has just launched a new update to whatever their LLM is, because that my brain doesn't work like it used to anymore. Like listen,
Mine neither.
I'm just trying to stay locked in on a couple of things and do a couple of
Yeah.
things the right way. So
I'm just a squirrel trying to crack a nut, man.
that's
I
all we trying to
can't,
do, y'all.
man.
If
Yeah, I
y'all
can't
don't know that
walk and chew
song,
gum.
hey, if y'all don't know that song, I can't get with you. But I know Mr. Stone knows what he's referencing
Oh yeah.
there. I know he's over there with the Jones, with orange juice. Okay. Let me ask you this question. And folks, I see you chiming in. And again, this was an impromptu live, so we didn't really push it out. But the replay squad is going to be amazing as well.
Yeah, man.
Uh, how do you decide what parts of your workflow should not be handled by AI? Right. So we've talked about productivity, talk about saving some time, eliminating steps in your workflow. How do you decide what that Chris Stone sauce is that you got to put your hands on it? That can't go through Magi. That can't go through Kling or whatever the case may be, or the
Mhm.
script studio sound. What has to be you at the controls, as the producer, as the engineer, as the navigator?
One, when I get something that just feels like I didn't say it,
Mm,
it has a boatload of M dashes or emojis, and I think we've all done it. Like, usually the first thing that you get is and shouldn't be, probably the because it's giving you what it thinks, based on what you've given it. And so, all right, well, that's not right. So let me tell you what's wrong with what you gave me, and then ask it to improve it in certain ways, make it more succinct, make it in my and hopefully you've built some sort of things and it's wrapped in some custom way so it knows what your voice is, right? But if you and then you start doing that and you start keep going back and you keep going back and you're just like, I don't think I've saved any time doing this. I might as well just do it. And so if you do that enough, you either take the time to get the prompt, right, so you don't have to do that every time, or you just end up doing it yourself. And I feel like one thing that I spend, probably more time on, especially, in the last year or so, that use AI, but not, I mean, it's an amalgamation of me and multiple things, is thumbnails. So, you know, I mean, if you want AI to create your thumbnails, right? Give it a
mm,
prompt, whatever it spits out. For the most part, that's it.
mm.
It's probably not going to be. I mean, I know there are people that are doing some great things out there, and um, I use Flux, Laura. I use
Hmm.
all kinds of different ways, but I'm using my discernment. Back to the discernment and judgment to go, wow, that's really good, but if only it was like this, and it didn't have these colors, and if only there was this and this and this, and so I end up just taking as best as I can, altering it, extending it, pulling it into Adobe Firefly,
Mm.
expending, expending that out, pulling in and using, whether it's Canva or Photoshop to do, whatever fonts or whatever words I'm using. Because as we know, the YouTube thumbnails have become like a massive thing for us
Yeah.
to be able to use. And if your thumbnails look like everybody else's, then what's the point? They got to stand out, especially on YouTube, man, or never going to stop the scroll. You're never going to get anybody to click on your video. That's why, some of the top creators spend an inordinate amount of time, sometimes more time on their thumbnail than their actual video editing.
And think about that. The larger creator houses spend X number of time, X number of dollars
Yeah.
on that 1280 by 720, as opposed to, again, that 60 or 90-minute session. And someone else is someone starting out or someone trying to cheat the system or someone trying to blow up overnight is just going to put in a prompt in Comment or Perplexity or whatever, build me a thumbnail on this and think that that's going to get them ahead. The math is
It
not
doesn't
mathing,
set yourself
folks.
apart.
The math is not math. I like what you said, though, that you will take kind of a framework because you've already got your
Mhm.
design criteria built. You'll take that framework and then you'll put that Chris Stone sauce on it.
Yeah.
Right. So you won't just take what comes out of there and then just plop that out there as because it's got your name on it and it's got your branding on it. But you will actually put some elements into your images and your videos and your shorts and your reels and everything that comes out of Cast Ahead Studio. See all these plugs I'm giving for Cast Ahead.
Man,
Hmm.
I feel like I should give you an affiliate code, man.
Something, man.
I'm gonna slide it here in the DMs, man.
I'm gonna need a little
slide
something,
you a little
man. Let me
affiliate,
send
yeah.
you my Venmo or something. But you
Okay,
get what I'm
okay.
saying, though. And so,
Yeah.
it's just
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, I can't say it enough, man. It's incumbent upon creators to stand up, to stand apart. Like we can't just, man, look at this thumbnail I got, and all I did was type in 2 sentences. Okay, well, how many other people are doing that, right? And that thing you could never have created last year, or if you tried to create it, would take you hours and hours and hours. That only took you 10 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. Okay, now take an extra 20 minutes. What else can you do with it, right? What else can you imagine that would speak to your audience, that would make someone click on it? Right. The whole reason why we're doing this is to serve somebody, to give them information, to whatever your purpose is. Like that thumbnail is a part of the purpose. Like you've got to get someone's attention so that they can be fed by the information that you've got. That's your purpose. And if you took 5 minutes to do it, then you are not serving them. You've got to take time to create something. And it's, again, like it's a gift, man. This is a gift. Like you just got 55 minutes of free time by getting something that's really close. Okay. Take an extra, like take that gift and make it even better than that. And that's what's going to separate it.
Yeah, makes sense. I love that.
Yeah.
Florence just says if you don't build the skill and
Mhm.
your own aesthetic, you can get anything worthwhile. You can't get anything worthwhile from AI. Love that. So
You got
right in the line.
smart people here,
Well,
man. There are some smart people
listen, man.
watching
You
this
know,
show,
again, I
man.
got something going to her Venmo as well for chiming in. But you know, John, I don't know. He wants to call either me out or he's gonna call you out. He's probably typing something long right now too.
Call me out, man. Call me out.
Or I'm looking to see if he's gonna DM me or
Thanksgiving
send me a text message. He's probably gonna say something about something I did many moons ago. I'm like, man,
So
I'm
James,
nervous.
I got a question. I got a question for you,
Yeah.
man. This is
Yes,
a
sir.
hard-hitting question. So
Uh-oh.
get ready. Sit up straight.
Let
Here we
me
go.
get my moonshine.
Okay,
right?
get your bourbon. Get your moonshine tonight. Okay, Thanksgiving Eve moonshine, blackberry moonshine.
Hey, we
Look
gonna be
out.
lit tonight. Yes, sir. Okay.
Let me check. Is there purple in there? All right. On the yams, do you do the little marshmallows? Do you do the little marshmallows?
Yeah, we do 2
Oh
things.
yeah. Okay.
We do marshmallows
Mm.
and we do the raisins.
God, I'm hungry already, man.
See, listen, we from the country, brother. I'm from Virginia. This is what we do. We do the marshmallows, put them on top.
Yeah.
Then you afterwards you sprinkle the raisins on because you don't want the raisins to cook overcook.
No. Yeah, you don't want
Right.
raisins really cooked at all.
Right.
Like,
So afterwards,
just
boom,
kinda
boom, boom,
barely,
you plop
yeah.
them on, and that's how we do, man. Come on, God. Ooh. All right.
Wow. See, I told you it was a hard-hitting question.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got that. I'm
Oh,
glad you got through that,
right off the
man.
dome too. I know these answers when it comes to what we do around here for
You
for
said
all
this is at
special.
my house this year.
This is
my
what we
house.
do. This is what we do. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see here. Chris told us put in the reps. He did. Listen, put in the reps. Do the thing. All right, John. Okay, here we go. This is directed at me. After the Woodmiser commercial, the first thing you said was, "You know what I mean, and I don't know what you mean because I don't know what the hell."
What is he?
Well, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Wow. John drinking on Thanksgiving Eve? Does he have some moonshine going there too? Or I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
What
You
is he
know,
talking about? Can you
let's
explain
bring
it
that back up here again.
in layman's terms to me? Because I don't.
After the Wood-Mizer commercial, the first thing you said was, "You know what I mean?" And I don't know what you mean because I don't know what you said. Lord have mercy.
Man,
We gonna pray for you. Home grow sweet potatoes, apple hood pie, home grow.
okay. So I'm looking at the Wood-Mizer. So this looks like something
What's a
that
Wood-Mizer?
it
Well,
looks
again,
like
so John
it
is
saws
that's what he does.
logs.
Okay, that's what he does. Now he's a
Okay.
man
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
blue collar knows how
I've
to
seen his
build stuff.
YouTube.
Okay, he's bad. He's a bad dude. I've
So
been on this
this
show.
must be on his channel.
Okay,
Yeah?
hold on. You know,
Man, you're
is he doing a
hijacking our
pitch
channel.
for
This
his?
better be good, John. This better be good, man.
This better be in alignment with some AI tools and platforms, because
Right.
All right, I'm not even going to do it. But John, if you want to come on, you can do that. I think you still got
And
keys to the front door.
he's calling you out for something that you said. Like you said, can't hear the words because the commercial is. Okay.
See, that's on your fault. That means, John, you need to upgrade to YouTube Premium, brother. There are two options that you can do.
Oh.
There are two options that you can do. So you can either upgrade to YouTube Premium, or I think do I have commercials turned off for members? Not subscribers, but for members.
I see. Yeah. So he was watching. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, the commercial.
He was watching the live and the commercial popped in.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sorry, man. Hey, we out here in these YouTube streets for revenue, and not just for the great content, but for the good content. But we got to have some revenue too.
Well, they do have a rewind button, so
true.
You'll know what he's saying. But you got to hand it to Google for targeting John the right way. I mean, they targeted him with the Wood-Mizer.
With the Wood-Mizer,
right?
So there we go.
That's good. That's good targeting.
Personalized advertising using artificial intelligence. Now we go, bringing it back into the wheelhouse here. I tell you what, John, you buy something out of the merch shop, and I will turn off ads for the remainder of this year for every single stream. Every single stream for the remainder of this calendar year. You go to HNMmerch.shop and you can spend all of $5. I don't think the cheapest thing.
You got a H&M Wood-Mizer in the shop?
I got to stop the slop.
Slop tsunami. Surf the slop tsunami.
That's it. I got to surf the slop tsunami. So there you go. You pick something up out of the merch stop, and I will turn off advertising for every single episode of any show on the channel for the rest of this calendar year. There's my incentive to you. No one else. It's got to be John.
So John said, homegrown sweet potatoes, apples for the pie, homegrown pumpkin, farm raised chicken. Outstanding. This is the most hungry I've ever been on a live stream. Right around
he's got that
me.
stuff right in his backyard too, and again goes out there, the chickens, pats them on the head. They don't know what's coming. Next thing you know. Next thing you know,
we just lost the vegans. We just lost the vegans, man.
Sorry, not sorry. Coming from a guy who's had to do the thing, so I'm sorry, not sorry. You got to do what you got to do if you want to eat.
Okay.
But that's all good. Let me ask you a couple more questions as we try to get back on track. But that's good stuff. Appreciate you, brother. Do you ever get concerned when you put something out there from a licensing perspective about commercialization, Creative Commons use of your content? Are you someone scraping your content and using it, taking your name off? Because again, so you go through all the effort of creating something using AI, or even just sitting there with a scratch pad or something, and you put something out. Mm-hmm. Does that cross your mind, or are you just putting the content out there and being more optimistic, more glass half full instead of glass half empty, and thinking that maybe no one's necessarily going to be reaching for the cast ahead content and trying to take you out of
Hmm.
the byline and claim it for themselves.
I think this goes to how we treat the value of what we create. And what I mean by that is if we're creating content that we think was easy for us to put together,
Yeah.
we don't ourselves feel like it's valuable. And then we put it on our content and expect others to want to connect with it. And so if you were to create something in Sora with a prompt and it took you a few minutes and it looks kind of cute and it's like, somebody caught a shark on the edge of a boat and, who knows what's real on the internet anymore, right? And so that happens and then you notice somebody else takes that very same video that you created and you saw that they took it. Well, how valuable was that content to you? Are you mad because they just took your content? Now, I don't know. I mean, is it even yours? Right? And so that kind of goes back to like when you create stuff utilizing AI, do you feel like it's yours? What value are we placing on that? And I don't really have I don't really have an answer for it. I know that when I create something and I utilize AI, I want to make it mine, right? So I'm really kind of trying to promptify it and chip away at it and sculpt, make it into something. I do more than just kind of whatever it spits out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put my DNA in it, I guess, is a way of looking at it. So I would say, like, if I created something that was like that and I saw somebody took it or somebody were to just like, I don't put it on a whatever and claim it that it was theirs, I would feel a certain way about it because I put my time and effort into it.
Right.
But how much of that is really mine, is really the question that I think a lot of us need to sort of ask ourselves. It's different than Jim Fuse and myself on Dealcasters. This happens still to this day, not as much, but it definitely did. Maybe a year or so ago, back 4 years prior to that, we would create all these product videos that would go on Amazon,
Hmm.
and a lot of this was prior to us taking those videos and putting it on the multiple YouTube channels that we have. And we started to just upload them to our YouTube channels and just put them private or put them on drafts, right? Because
Oh,
YouTube
okay.
still will detect somebody else is using your content on YouTube. So let's just say, Jim made a video on the Vitamix blender.
Mm.
Okay. So he makes a Vitamix blender video, which we did. We did home products we still do, on Dealcasters that's on Amazon, right? It goes to another channel for home products on YouTube called Men About the House. But we used to just take that Vitamix and we just upload it to YouTube and just put it on, drafts or whatever. And if somebody would go into Amazon, steal our video, like, however they would steal the video, screen record or whatever, and then upload that Vitamix, Jim Fuse Vitamix commercial onto YouTube, and they would get hundreds of views on Jim Fuse, and it would be on a channel called, the Mix Boys, or like somebody just took it and uploaded it and on their channel and was looking to get monetized by using everybody else's content. That's outright, copyright infringement. That's like
Yeah.
Jim did a video showing a product, demonstrated it and put it up on Amazon, and somebody took it and uploaded it to YouTube and said that it was theirs. And YouTube said, "Hey, somebody's using your content," and we
Mm.
did a copyright strike. And then we let a bunch of our Amazon content creators know, "Hey, this person's stealing all of our content. We see a bunch of your videos up there." And then by that afternoon, they were taken down from YouTube. So that's a different thing than I think what you're talking about, which is like, "Hey, you created some content here. Is it yours?"
Right.
So like if I create B-roll that it was generated in Gamma and Kling, that's a part of a short that's a conversation between two people on a podcast, most of that content, I would say 98% of the content on that clip is people, is humans talking. It's content that I recorded, that I created, and then you just got some clips and some B-roll. So that, I would say, is somebody took that and said, "Hey, this is my video," and I would be like, "Nah, this is not your video. These are actually humans talking. We've got some B-roll happening." So it's an interesting conversation. It's almost like, in a court of law, is there a percentage happening? Is it really yours? Have you just generated in Sora and threw it up and said it was yours? I don't know.
I bring that up because I'm in this realm, right? And I think that we need to think about this, and it's a good evolution
Mm-hmm.
to the conversation.
Yeah.
I've been looking at a couple of platforms. One particularly, I've been using Pixie here um, for
Huh.
intellectual property, as I still write blog posts, as I still do my newsletters, as I put out photos and videos, but also now for AI, for any content that I create, that I spend the effort to either write the prompt, optimize the prompt, and then put something out. I want to make sure that it's covered. So I don't know if you've been noticing on like my reels and my shorts lately. I've got a watermark on them. I use a platform that allows me to watermark all of that stuff. And if I want to file a claim, I'm leveraging this platform to assist me with tracking all of that down, and recognizing that it's my original content and I have some representation. I think, again, this is a
Yeah.
pivot of a conversation that needs to happen,
Yeah.
because we're out here creating a lot of content. We're out here doing a whole bunch of things, and it can get caught and get lost out there in that ocean of
Yeah.
content out there. So
That's cool. What's the name of that site?
Pixie, Pixsy.com. I'll put it in the comments as well. Listen,
Please. Yeah, that's
I'm just trying to bring some
no.
value.
See, it's forward thinking like that I think is so. One of my clients, and I'll have you pull this up. The podcast is called Pro AI Anti Theft. It's a company called Monarch. It's MONARCH, RRCH, Monarch. Hang on. And so this thing is happening. It's MONARRCH. So this thing is happening so quickly right now. It's like trying to unscramble eggs, so to speak. But in this conversation, I know this is going way outside of the rails here, but it is interesting to talk through. So James, if you were to prompt something and say, create a video of me in the makeup of Gene Simmons from Kiss,
Yeah.
singing "I'm All About That Bass" by Meghan Trainor. I mean, I don't know why I thought about
Well,
that.
that came
I think I
just out
saw
of
a
right
commercial.
field there. What is going
Well,
on?
I saw a commercial with State Farm commercial with her in it, and I don't know why I was thinking Kiss. Maybe you're a Kiss fan, maybe not. But anyway, so you could do that right now, and you could, and I mean, probably, John's doing it right now, and he's going to show it, to us later. But why shouldn't Gene Simmons, if this is going on a monetized channel, why shouldn't Gene Simmons get a cut of it?
Yes,
Right?
that's a real conversation. Yes,
But he's not, right? And I know I gave a music example, but the bigger fish to fry is actual usage of music.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this content that we're creating is not really ours. And so unless you're doing something with it to make it yours, and that's arguable. Like, how are they going to pull that apart, right? And so I think a lot of it is in the prompt. And if you think the stuff that we're typing in isn't going to be able to, is in some archive that somebody's going to be able to search and find and see how many times you typed in somebody's name, and that eventually what Monarch is doing is that they're working with the artists, which include name and likeness, so actors, musicians, like everybody who's creating art, and they're also working with the AI companies, large language models, OpenAI, et cetera, the Googles of the world, and then they're working with legislators. And so the three of them are coming together to tokenize this whole concept of, we shouldn't be scared from the standpoint of, oh, now they're going to come for our money because I created something with Gene Simmons makeup on it. It's not going to be like that, but it is going to be a situation where, everyone's going to be covered. Imagine how many cease and desist OpenAI get every hour. or Suno, who you can create all this music and all of this, all of the cease and desist and things that all of these companies are just Universal is striking all of these people on YouTube and all of these things. Like eventually, this is going to come to a place where the actual creators of the original art, the name and likeness of, in this case, Meghan Trainor and Gene Simmons,
You're
they
stuck on Meghan
should
Trainor.
well, I mean, that was the example.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Meghan Trainor. I'm not a huge fan. She's a former Sony artist. Maybe that she's stuck in the recesses of my old brain.
There you go.
But they should get paid for it.
True.
They absolutely should get paid for their name and likeness. If people are using it, then I saw somebody took a picture of them and their wife, hugging each other at for an anniversary dinner, and the friend across the table said, I can make her look just like Jennifer Aniston. And in 30 seconds, he turned the phone around, handed it back, and his wife was replaced by Jennifer Aniston, and it looked just like her.
Crazy,
right?
Crazy.
I mean, Jennifer Aniston should get a cut of that. I mean, if it's being used.
Yeah, there's an actress that's doing that or suing now. I know Morgan Freeman has always had issues with people using his voice, but I think Kirsten Dunst, I'm not sure, but there's an actress who is actually planning to sue for that exact same reason. Her voice is being used for using AI for greeting cards or whatever the case may be. So I went on this tangent because again, I do believe that it's involved with everything that we're talking about, right? We're leveraging AI to build things and use it for productivity and workflow efficiency. But again, keep in mind that protect your assets. Try to be cute there. Protect your assets. You and Meghan Trainor, I can do an ass joke.
It's all about that base.
Yes, that's what it is, brother. Right?
No trouble.
Do that and make sure that you're covered from that perspective. I put the link in the chat there. I want to get back to some of these comments. Some of these comments are coming through, and we have to kind of show some recognition. First of all, End of Trading is coming in from the future. He's in Vietnam. See, so it's
happy Thanksgiving already.
He's probably already eaten right there, and he's asking about the AI bubble.
Turkey coma.
He thinks the AI bubble is about to bust. I don't know if the whole AI bubble is going to bust. I think my perception, and then I'll let you answer, and then I'll get to the other comments. Yeah. I think the open AI bubble is about to burst. Meaning that for a long time, it's just been ChatGPT, right? It's always been ChatGPT is like the Kleenex to tissue or the tissue to Kleenex, right? When folks think AI, they always have thought of OpenAI and the platform they had. It's installed. It's available kind of as the default preference or choice on iOS, right? So there's a lot of people that are assuming that when you say AI, you're thinking ChatGPT. I don't think that that's going to be the case moving forward.
Yeah, it's changed.
Especially by folks in the know, right? Especially by, again, folks that are in the business, in the industry, that are doing what we do, not just from a content creator perspective, but just from a information sharing perspective. We're looking at, I'm not messing with Meta, but you know how I feel about
you and me both, man.
Me and Mr. Zuckerberg, bless his heart, hopefully he has a good Thanksgiving. But I'm looking at there are other tools out there to do deeper research. I'll just say that. So that's my thought on that. What are your thoughts on what Enda was saying right there? Right, waiting for the AI bubble to burst.
I think there are certain things that people are using AI for that will go away. I think it's only going to get better in terms of the ways it can help us. And so, like, I think what's lost in all of this is everybody's looking at all of the posts and all of the slop and all of seeing all of this other stuff. And as it relates to us and the content creator, but AI is really being utilized to, make some great changes in this world. And so, I think the problem is, and maybe this kind of speaks to what he or she's asking here, is that it just feels like everybody's using it as like you got to use it as a marketing thing. Like,
Yeah.
here's a bottle of ketchup that's got AI in it. And it's like, whatever. It's at some point that will burst because
Yes.
it just will be. It's like electricity, right? We don't think about when we turn on our lights the electricity that's a component of it. And I think that's a lot of this. So there's going to be people that are going to be gobbling up a lot of these back end systems, and they won't be leading with here's the AI thing that we have, because that's the only thing that they can write checks with is to lead with that, because they need that. Eventually it's like, hey, listen, you don't need to tell me it's got AI. This
We
thing
can
that
assume. We can now
my dock
assume.
pop came with AI in it. Like it doesn't. Like, so that part of it, I think, is going to burst. So eventually people are going to have to get creative about it, because that's not going to be as sexy as just saying it's AI enhanced, right? And that's just, ooh, now everybody's like, ooh, but this has got special sauce in it. It's just going to be in it, and it's not going to be so special. So I think maybe that's kind of what I feel.
Good point. Good point. I think we're closer than that's happening. That's going to happen sooner than later. I'll put it that way. I think that's going to happen sooner than later. I gotta put my mouth where let's see, my actions where my mouth is. Whoa! You see it? There was an awkward pause there. Awkward pause.
Was, man. That was pregnant.
I was saying, whoa.
That was.
And we're gonna leave that in. This is live. This isn't recorded. I told the man, go out there and make a purchase out there on the official store, and I would do something. He got the Chris Stone inspired surf, the Slop Tsunami T-shirt on his way.
Man,
all I really wanted to do. There you go. Put some music behind. There you go. So John, appreciate you for that.
Behind it?
Well, I really wanted to do the my video. Thank you. When someone buys something from my store, I get the notification that comes through, and I get to do the video testimonial. So I'm gonna do that in a little bit, and that's really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to show that love. But John, I appreciate you,
awesome,
and I will stay true to it. So after this session, I will turn off advertising for the remainder of calendar year 2025. Man,
awesome.
Good. There we go. That's Toronado. That's what we do. Listen, and we listening to the community, ladies and gentlemen. Even though Toronado, she said, just busted into the room, saying she was rude. But no, if AI could only remix what actually exists and nothing under the sun is original, let me put that back on the screen. Is my prompt creation ownership or stewardship? My goodness. My prompt creation, do I own it or is it stewardship?
See, smart. That's smart.
I don't have the answer.
These are great questions, right? Because it goes back to like there's no legislation in place. Yeah. There's no frameworks around this kind of stuff. But we have to you got to stay true to your mission, your purpose, whatever you're doing, and understand at some point, they're coming for this stuff, right? And so you got to understand, am I doing something that is really, utilizing this, and I think that's a great question. I don't know if I own, the logos you create, you're using software to create it, right? Yeah. I've used Adobe Photoshop. I've used all those other stuff. And then that logo becomes a brand, and then that brand becomes something that makes money. Is Canva coming for your money now? Right? If
you don't register it, if you don't go through the extra effort and time. Can you register
it and actually make money? You used Canva to make it, right? And AI, you typed it in and said, make me a logo with this hex code, and make it say tech in lowercase, and put some gray blocks behind it. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, James, but
he's got it on his screen.
Is it yours? Is it
yours?
Mine.
It's mine. No.
You told it what to do, but what is there a difference between you telling it what to do and you clicking to pull in, pixels? Is there a difference? Just because it's easier, does that make it less of you to own? These are great questions, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting deep here. I need to get my
That's what we
waders
do.
on.
See, this is what we do. We get into the weeds. We have conversations that actually matter. You can get all the other stuff on the Snapchats of the world, or where I don't know where the kids are. Is that where they are? But this is deep
I don't.
conversations
No, I
about
don't know,
things that
6 or
matter.
7. It could be. I don't know.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. See, there you go.
It only took us 40 whatever minutes to get to that.
To fall off the rails, to literally to fall off. That's exactly what he
We
did there.
we started the show putting on our readers, and then we just did 6 or 7. So I don't know.
We
It's the
trying to
first
hang
time
with
somebody did this on a show.
we're trying to hang with the youngsters, right? Let me make sure. Let me see here,
I'm well past that, man. I'm well
what
past
they're
that.
doing. Okay. See, John. Now, let me know what I need to do to turn them off for 2026. We can talk about that too, but it might be more cost effective. I'll just say to get YouTube Premium. But when the community officially launches, maybe that could be an option right there. When the community officially launches, I may turn off. No, let me not. Let me. I digress.
I will say this though, like I feel John on this because there's been times I've watched streams.
Yeah.
Yours, Doc's, others. I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, but like, and then you'll be watching and they'll be right in that critical moment, and all of a sudden, Charmin commercial or
you don't have premium.
whatever.
You don't have YouTube Premium.
I don't.
Really?
All right. Well, tell me why. Other than that, like that is pretty annoying. Okay.
That's
but like if I get a pre-roll,
only reason that
really?
that's the only reason that I'm willing to give them my $13.99 a month. Yeah, I as a content creator,
$14 a month. Okay.
I as a content creator want you to look at my ads, but I don't want to look at ads. There's other ways of monetizing because again, if we had properly scheduled this stream, I would have had products in the merch shelf and things like popping up on the screen. So I would sort of done that, and that would have sufficed as well. And then there's always the ancillary types of things. So out of the shorts, and then those are all monetized, and posting it on the newsletter and stuff like that. Let me think about that, because if it's annoyance to enough people, and as long as I can compensate somewhere else, because again, Google checks come on the 21st of the month, and if I start missing the 21st sometime, then I may have to go down from fiber and have to go down to old 300 baud modems or something. So we want to make this a sound business decision if it makes sense, and if I can either push folks to either the Birch or push folks to the premium community when that officially launches, and that's going to be launching soon because I just interviewed the CEO for the platform that I'm leveraging yesterday. So that's going to happen. But again, I've got to fill one bucket if I'm going to poke holes in another kind of thing.
Yeah, that's good. You're thinking on your feet here, but I think, can you turn on and off ads during live streams? Is that a possibility? Or is it just like ads are on and
I can change the frequency before. So I can say either, I don't know, the terminology is light or normal or heavy. I can change the frequency that they come through, but actually while ads automation is on right now, if I hit edit, monetization, right now the mode is recommended, frequency is medium. I can change it to high, more ads for viewers, higher earning potential. Right now it's medium, so balance viewer experience, medium earning potential, or I can put it on low, fewer ads for viewers, lower earning potential. So if I put it on low during the session, will it change? It did.
Should.
Nothing blew up. We'll see.
So here's my thinking, because this is what I always tell my clients, and this may or may not work for your community, is that this was a comment that just kind of came in the chat, but nobody thinks like when it happens, like I didn't think about telling you or telling Doc or telling some of these other streams when that happens, that it's kind of annoying for me. But then it came up and I said it. So what happens a lot of times is I encourage my clients who are podcasters who have developed it doesn't have to be a huge community, but somewhat engaging community, to survey them. And it could be just a quick question on an email. Like, listen, I have a really great question. I would really appreciate everybody to reply to this. I want to know, and maybe give them a quick, poll, like, is this really annoying? I don't even notice it, or, whatever. Just give them some choices. And then you're asking your community, because these are the people you're serving, right? So you want to know, like, if live stream ads are really annoying to you and it makes you miss something because you're leaning in and whatever, then I don't want to have them on, or I want to have them low or whatever. But if most people are like, nah, I don't even really notice it, then you're okay. You kind of keep it. So the best thing to do is to not do it on a live show, because not everybody joins every live show. But if you've got a community, you've got an email list, and you've got, there is a community tab in YouTube you probably use as well. Is ask your people, give them a reason why. Like, listen, I want to make this the greatest live experience. I want to make sure that this isn't annoying you, but these ads are coming and somebody mentioned it. Is this something that annoys you? Let me know. Check this or this, and if you have any more to give me, any more feedback, reply to the email and type what you want to type, and then you get all that feedback from the people you serve.
Hey, I am not too proud to, and that's what this is all about, because it's not only about me. And so I'll just reiterate, say ditto right there. And John was saying, so the ad was cool. It was a split screen. He could see us, but he couldn't hear us. So,
oh, that's an interesting.
I think that's different than how it was a few years ago, right? It actually overtook the entire environment, and then, like you said, a Charmin commercial or something like that. But
yeah, it would just interrupt. You could skip it after it went through the first 15 seconds or whatever. You could skip and get back to it, but you could be in the middle of a sentence, and you could miss like a key component of it if you don't have YouTube Premium. I think you do that enough, and you're going to pay for premium like you. But I mean, that's, what is that? I'm trying to do the math. $180
do
a
the
year.
math on your feet there. You do the math on your feet. That's it. Again, got to. If I poke holes in one bucket, another bucket's going to have to get that water. We will see. I'll put that out there, and so be interesting in the few minutes that we have left on this session, since I changed it to low, how many times an advertisement pops up. But I do want to go to these comments, because I think they're relevant as well, because the folks they don't care. They don't want to see me. That's why you're big on the screen right now.
These people are smart. These people are smart, man. They're going to stump me.
I'm down here on the small screen just because
you better get up here on the screen, man. You can't leave me hanging with these questions.
All right. I'm here. All right. So John was saying, and I pulled it up as well. Did we hear about the AI incident with Canada Air? Insurance companies are not covering AI right now, and apparently there is a situation. Airline is held liable for its chatbot giving passengers bad advice.
Ooh,
man. Well, hold on. This was back in 2024. Is that still the same thing that you're talking about? But that
might be something
good.
newer if he's.
I've never flown Canada Air, so I don't know.
I've always said, like, bubbles will burst when something super tragic happens, right? As it relates to all this AI stuff. But, especially agentic, right? So like, man, there's a lot of, do you remember, James? It wasn't that long ago. People were scared to have a device that was activated by your voice, a voice in, oh, it's listening to me. And now everyone's just freely giving their information. And now they have agents that will do things for them and book things for them. And they've all got your social security numbers and credit card numbers. And we're just freely it's fine. Right.
Yeah.
And so that horse is way out of the barn. And so it's a different thing now. And I think there's going to come a time where it's something, I really hope that this is not the case, where something just tragic happens because people have given too much trust to something, especially this agentic stuff. It can get really scary. I've got one client that tells me that there will be no this. Like what we're doing here tonight, he says, people are in his stance is that most people right now know that a lot of this is AI content and they're okay with it. And the more it happens and the better that it gets, the more people that will be okay with being entertained by people who aren't humans. And I just always feel like that, you know, not because I'm in it and I want it to not be that way. I just feel like at some point it's like, even when you watch like these AI actors and all of these things, like there's the first AI actor and now there's the first -- hit from this AI country song. It's just not good. And it's only going to get better. I understand that. But it's just at some point people gravitate towards things they can connect with. And, some people are connecting with this stuff, and his thing is like, you're going to have robots that go live. You're going to have and they're going to talk like us, and they're going to respond to questions, and they're going to do that. Every once in a while they may glitch like Max Headroom or something like that, but they're going to be, there I go.
That's the name. I was trying to remember that name. I was on someone's stream last week, and I was trying to remember that.
Hey, you remember Max Headroom?
Oh my gosh! Again, here we are flashing. Oh god! Oh my god! That's
we got all. This is like boomer bingo.
Man,
we got, who had Max Headroom on their bingo card? Bingo.
We got Megan Trainor. We got Max Headroom. And we got the Woodmeister or whatever that was. My goodness. No one's winning at this one. All right. Enda is saying YouTube has offered him the option to use AI to select ad placement. I agree. Right. Now I have nearly no options to control ads myself, only on and off. Not sure if this is for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still having all of the options. Yeah, I'm having all the options still, and I can change the dynamics of when they come in for live stream. So I'm not sure, man. And YouTube is in flux right now. I would, from a back end studio perspective, some folks and some channels have different options than other channels. I don't think it's necessarily irregardless of the channel size. Right, there's this agent that's built in to help you with kind of some analytics of trying to do the TubeBuddy vidIQ types of things with your channel. That's built in. Auto emphasizing and increasing your audio and your video quality. Some of that's built in as well. I'm seeing some of these things starting to come in automatically. The auto dubbing and translation. So I've got some of the features on some channels and not on the others. I'm waiting for YouTube to give me the native horizontal and vertical. I know we're getting that soon with Ecamm, but once we get it directly baked into to YouTube, that's going to be amazing as well. So
yeah, I kind of, this is interesting that this was brought up by Enda, and that is, a lot of times they're saying, okay, now AI is doing this, and they're leading with that headline. Oh, now we have AI doing this, and sometimes it's been there all along. They just are not saying it. Yeah. Now they're saying it, and it becomes a thing that they can market, right? It becomes like so like Meta is now having AI do their ad placement, right? Well,
didn't know that. Okay.
I don't do Facebook ads either, but that's the thing. I had that conversation with Fuse yesterday about it. Maybe they were all along. Maybe they had been for a while, and now they're just saying it, right? Now they're just declaring it. They would never go back and say that it was, because they had to declare it, right? They had to disclaim, or put it out there. But I feel like we've been using a lot of AI things, or what people call AI, I should say, for years. And it's just now they're, back to the bubble burst conversation. Okay, at some point, people are like, "Oh, great! Like I said, this has AI in it." Remember when everybody used the word that it was a smart something? They don't use that very much anymore at all, right? Smartphone, right? I mean, we know it's a smartphone, right? Or smart something. They were using smart something, and I think at some point people are just gonna, it's just not going to be. There's going to find some other way of saying it, and they're going to have to get more creative about marketing their actual product and what experience it
Yeah.
delivers to people.
Agree. Now, was it you? Or was it me? It was probably me. Did who said the? I can understand if I said the Facebook, but who said the YouTube? You see how astute that the community is, just finding everything to make sure that these old cats are
Listen,
making
I'll
a fool
fall
of.
on the sword. I'll fall on the sword, man. That's fine. The YouTube.
I remember.
I've been on the YouTube.
I
I went on the YouTube.
Oh,
No,
I started
I
talking
don't.
about 300 baud modem. So again, we shouldn't be flashing back that too
I mean,
far.
we may
because-
have said it by mistake, Florence.
There you
But
go.
we know how keenly aware that you are, and your attention to detail is off the charts. So, I probably, we'll fix it in post.
There'll be a text message, I'm sure, in our chat soon from her,
right.
just calling us out on this. Tornado is saying, and I love this, I never turn on ads during the live stream because she keeps the experience clean for everyone and the community supports afterwards double time. I only turn on ads once the live is finished.
Okay, so you can turn it on and off before and after.
That might be the route to go. I really like that. That's probably the route to go. So maybe they're definitely off for the rest of 2025.
Well,
after this, you do the John.
John's gonna return his shirt now.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the email saying order placed, and then right after that, I'm getting the one from support saying, well, it was returned. Why unsatisfied buyer? Hey, man. That's good stuff.
I like that idea. I like turning the ads off for the live streams. I've had live streams with fairly good engagement that I know ads. I didn't know that you could turn ads on or off for live streams. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can turn them off, go live when you're done, turn them all back on, I guess, maybe. But I've never had anybody say that ad that you had in the middle of your live stream kind of sucks, because I think no one really knows until maybe you ask them. And they're like, oh yeah, you know what? You guys were demonstrating the Shure at, MV88 Plus, and an ad showed up, and, until you say something. So
well, if it was targeted, then cool. But again, if it was not, if it was a Charmin commercial, then we got a problem.
Hey man, toilet paper is pretty much, that's you target. That's a wide net, I do like my TP. I'm very selective about it.
Got to keep you. Hey, there it is, brother. Listen, we no longer want single ply these days. We definitely okay. We don't want to. Okay, we won't give a little too much information. But
I'm like with toilet paper. I'm like you with YouTube Premium, right? I need the premium plies. And I always need I need the dude wipes for the finishing ceremony.
Oh, you gotta have a dude wipe.
Closing ceremony. Yeah, you absolutely need the. Is that too much information for the tech forum?
No, you know what that is? That is showing authenticity, ladies and gentlemen.
I just want dude wipes to be a sponsor of the show. I mean,
let me make a marker in Ecamm right now, and I will send that out to them. I'll send the isolated
sponsor the Pat
clip.
McAfee show. I mean, they should sponsor Team No Sleep. I mean, come on.
Right there. Right. My gosh. That's going all over the interwebs.
Listen, did that make up for the Magi affiliate code or the Cast Ahead affiliate code? No, I still owe you that.
Hey, don't. You still owe me.
That's cool.
Let's do this, brother. Let's bring this plane in, because
man.
I want to go dip into this scotch that's about to pop up here. Because it's getting to be that time. But let me ask you this. Oh, right. Oh, we got another comment here. She comes in late, but she comes in with these fire questions and comments.
That's what we're here for.
When you program or before you go live, go into studio, turn off ads, leave products on. Then as soon as live ends, go back and turn on monetization. Gems right there.
Thank you for that.
Toro, we got to get you on the tech forum, because you got some things that
Let's do it.
and we need to make sure you're here. Let me do this, man. Let's bring this plane in. Let me ask you this question, kind of from a still at that 35,000 foot level. Huh? I use that analogy a lot about bringing the plane in. I even wrote this down. If a creator is watching this and they're feeling overwhelmed by AI, what's your one sentence advice to them?
So is everyone else. If they're being honest, everyone else is as well. Don't let it distract you from your focus on serving your audience. Use AI, but make sure that you're not missing out on anything. Make sure you're using your judgment, your discernment, and stay laser focused on the people you serve. And you're not missing out on anything. Nobody can keep up with all of this stuff. Carve out a little bit of time block to improve yourself by utilizing this stuff. Don't worry, don't stress. That's going to just create anxiety that you don't need, because everybody else they're in the same boat. You can't keep up with this stuff. It's like, like I said, drinking water out of the fire hose.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Dr. Stone himself. All right. Every week. Golly, I'm over here choking and coughing.
I'm sorry. Did I get you choked up?
Well,
with the fire
got me
hose
choked up
comment?
over there. Got me in my feelings. Last time Stephanie Garcia was on here, she got me in my feelings too, and then she made a Sora video, and that was embarrassing. I had my mother calling me, and she thought I was crying on that. Right, talking about AI and stuff, and I get choked up. But that's the kind of conversation that we have here on the Technologist Forum, folks. Every week, I bring on co-hosts. It's not my show; it's all of our shows, and we again rise above the noise and just have conversations that you're not going to get these conversations anywhere else. You're not going to find someone stacking all of the LLMs and the aggregators, and then talking about licensing, and then talking about the full context of the conversation, and hell, even making whole monetization changes for a platform based on community engagement. So this is where it's at. Tell somebody, because we're doing this and we're really trying to change the dynamic of what a creator does, especially as it relates to entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and digital creators. And to thank you, man, for coming in from the future. Go to sleep and then go get another plate. John, Tora, Florence, everyone that came in, and for folks that watch this on replay, if you found value in this, let me know. If you did not find value in this, let me know. We out. Y'all have a good holiday. Appreciate you, Chris.
Don't forget the raisins and the marshmallows.
Gotta have the marshmallows. Got to have the marshmallows. Man, that's it, bro.